Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Steph, and today we're setting up the second half of my bullet journal for 2021. This is the Archer and Olive Stardust journal, which has 160 GSM and an elastic band and a pencil loop. And so I've already done my July setup. That video I will link in the description. But for now, we're just gonna kind of jump in. Normally, I decorate these intro pages to my bullet journal, but this time I did not because I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So I just jumped straight into just this basic block font cover page. The colors that I'm using here are the same colors I used in my July setup. So we have the Tombow Tropical palette, only instead of including all 5 colors, I really just went with the teal blue, the berry purple, and the coral pinky orange color here that you can see. I like to generally tie my first monthly pages in with the setup pages of the bullet journal. I didn't do that for January since I went with the nautical theme for the opening pages, and then I went with a winter birch theme for January. But in this bullet journal, I am doing that by using the same colors that I used for July in these opening pages. I didn't go with the same fonts or anything like that. Everything here is just basic, block measured. I did use my round stencil ruler for some of the round letters like G's and O's and things like that to make them consistent. But that's pretty much it. What I went with here for the cover page is just 2021 Part 2, which I thought was a cute way to label these pages. Moving on to the second page. Normally I do Amanda Rachel Lee's grid guide, grid spacing guide, where she lines up, counts the boxes, and she explains it much better obviously in her video, and other people use the same kind of grid spacing guide. What I decided to do this time, just to keep things simpler, is just to list out the numbers, because I don't actually need a visual representation of it. I really just need to know the numbers so I can count myself. So I just went with the full size, the third, and the half size, both vertically and horizontally. And if I'm going to break it up into 4, I'll just half the half. So my horizontal half is 16 because it's 32 all the way across the page. So if I'm going to do 4 columns, then each one I know will be 8 boxes. So that's how I'm going to use that. And then I realize here that it says log key, but I hadn't also at this point decided how to categorize like birthdays and holidays and things like that. So you don't actually see me in this video create the log key, but I use just kind of the same colors, like salmon for birthdays, the purple for, you know, like bank holidays and things like that. For the future log, I just did the second half of the year. I didn't go into 2022 or anything like that. Excuse me, losing my voice. I didn't go into 2022 or anything like that because I just didn't see the need for that. I referenced the future log for holidays and for birthdays and things like that, but I tend to set up my future year bullet journal so far in advance, like usually late November, early December. I'm setting up those future logs in those pages, so I just didn't think it was something I needed to really extend. I don't have anything crazy planned that far in advance that I would need to write into this kind of a future log. I really just keep this for birthday reminders, holidays, vacations, you know, things that are well planned out in advance. Alright, and then this page is my goals tracker. I did migrate my goals over from my previous one for the year, so I kept everything the same with, I think, one financial goal. I updated because originally I had set to have a certain amount of money saved for this trip I'm going on next month. I met that goal, exceeded that goal, so I updated that particular financial goal to rebuilding the savings after the trip in the last 4 months of the year. And then on the other page I do a goal tracker, and I kind of like the font I used for the goals and the goal tracker. It's kind of like the inspiration was kind of like newsprint, you know, when people would make like collages where they would cut out different fonts from different newspapers and, you know, glue them together, and they were different colors and different styles and stuff. So that was kind of the idea, was just that things weren't exactly straight and they were kind of funky and different and uneven, which I like how it turned out. And so here you saw just a glimpse of my goal trackers from the last bullet journal, just so I could easily replicate the numbers here for like my weight loss journey and my exercise logs and things like that. So unfortunately I was getting really into my running habit and running, you know, 5Ks weekly or a couple of times a week. So I was really getting into that, and then I, for the third time, badly rolled my ankle, and so I had to take a break from running. So hopefully after my daughter leaves for California, I will be able to spend more time at the gym and maybe hopefully get back into running, since I've taken a break since the middle of June and it's now the second week of July as I'm recording this. But we'll see. I'm not trying to put pressure on myself to do that. It's just more for the purpose of hitting a goal. I would really like to run 200 miles in a year. The closest I've gotten in any year was, I think, 126. So it's really kind of pushing me to run multiple times a week, if not daily, to run 200 miles or more. Yeah, so just something to kind of push me to see how much I can actually accomplish. And then these are just like, make sure you're paying these bills that are critical to your existence. It's for overpayment, for applying additional funds directly to the principal balance of a loan. So anyway, that's just a lot of information that you guys don't care about. This is my master grocery list. It's a spread that will eventually make its way into my long-term collections journal when I get around to setting that up, which I'm hoping to do by the end of this year, so I don't have to put another one in my next bullet journal. But essentially, I had this in my January through June bullet journal, and I'm migrating it over to the July. My shopping grocery list has completely changed because in the first half of the year, I was loosely, inconsistently following a ketogenic diet, so a lot of the groceries were different, and now I'm following a different style of diet that's more plant-based. Although I do still eat meat, I am not vegetarian or vegan or anything like that, but a lot more produce, a lot more fruit, berries, lower calorie, things like that. So the grocery list is completely changed, so it makes sense to add it in here. But yeah, eventually I will want that in my long-term journal instead. This one is my 2121s, which I'm also migrating over. You can see for this one that I am not doing so well when it comes to my 2121s. Yeah, there's some that I've only managed to do 3 or 4 times, and we are all the way into the 7th month already. So scheduling and getting together with people isn't always the easiest thing to accomplish. But the self-care things, like doing a facial or getting a pedicure or really sleeping, I'm a lot happier with so far in 2021. I've turned off my alarm and I've allowed myself to sleep in. I've gone to bed early, way more in 2021 than I did in previous years. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of room for improvement in these areas. This is a new spread. I have not done this before. This is a social media planner tracker. Again, I'm new to YouTube. I've only been doing videos for 5 months now, and definitely still trying to grow my channel and my community. So this is just going to help me track what type of content seems to be more popular. So I'll track like how many videos I post in a month, how many views on average they're getting, and then my number of subscribers. As you can see, when I penciled this in, I think I had 72 or 73 subscribers. By the time I filmed the setup, I had 75, and now at the time of recording, actually it's like 82 or something, I believe. I haven't checked it in a couple of days, but that's just for that. This is my California trip spread, which I was going to do at the end of July instead of in the beginning pages for the bullet journal, but I decided to include it in these pages so it would be easier to find, so I wouldn't have to flip to the end of July to see it or into my August month to see these memories. Basically, this is a reference page, which is why I decided to put it here in the beginning. It's going to have flight details, hotel confirmations, the rental car confirmation, things like that for this 8-day trip to California that I'm taking in August. But that's pretty much it. I'll just write a couple of lines for each day and then stick in, you know, any kind of memorabilia, photos, things like that on the memories page. So it should be a nice spread when it's finished. This is something that I wanted to do. Maybe it'll be something I do in my long-term collections journal just to kind of have a quick reference to themes I've done before, because I will have a spread for theme ideas. But this basically just is a complete theme log for the months that are in this bullet journal, is what it covers. So it covers July through December. And basically it gives you a space to write the month at the top, a little box, and then on the left it's like, okay, what theme did you go with? Below that it says it's an area to write in the font that you're going to be using, a box for the doodles for the month, you know, if you're having a different kinds of doodles, you're going to want a space to kind of draw each one in. And then a space to put the palette so I can easily reference, okay, what was that purple color that I used in July, so that I can easily find it again. I'm not doing pen swatches until I get to the right color. And then there's a space for the quote for the month that you're going to use. So here you see me filling in July because, again, I've already done that. And again, if you haven't already, definitely recommend watching my July setup video. I am loving using the mermaid scales spread, and here's like a little mini tutorial of what I did essentially, with my round stencil and then coloring it in with different colors. So yeah, absolutely go watch that, and let me know what you think. But I went with a mermaid scales theme with different tropical colors. And these will be the last two pages. It's the November, December theme log, and then my Christmas tracker, just so I can track the person, the gift I bought, where I purchased it from, if it was going to be shipped directly to them, or if I needed to mail it to them, what's the tracking information, you know, things like that. So that's going to be the last page that is a reference, rather than adding it in December or November. I am the type of person who wants to start the Christmas shopping early, usually around early September, just to make sure that I have time to put thought and plan into everything. You know, type A, definitely. And so I'm putting it here on the front so it's easy to reference. I may find something in August or even this month in July that's just like, oh, that's definitely what I need to get that person for Christmas. So that's what that's for. But that is just about it. We're going to do a final flip through where you can see all the pages once again, and the cohesiveness there with the colors that tie into my July theme. But going from the cover page was just my name. Everything very simple, very clean, nothing too doodly. And I realized here that I forgot to write in the word "and," which was going to be in black, and so I just didn't do it, but I'm doing it here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, comment and let me know if there's other spreads you include in the beginning of your bullet journals, or if you do any of these spreads differently, you know, with a different layout. I would love to get your guys's perspective on that. So again, my goal tracker and my goals, which I filled in afterwards, my master grocery list, which again I filled in afterwards because you didn't need to see me filling this whole space out with tiny little words, and then my 2121s and social media plan and tracker, and my trip to California spread, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait. It's like less than 2 months from now. So and that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope your summer's going well, and I will see you guys next time.